Welcome back to another edition of Down and Back with CornDoug. This week, as you can see, we've got Matt Pleil from KW Cornhole joining us. This will be the first in our series of Canadian Cornhole Leagues. We're going to do across Ontario. We're even going to get to Sean in Newfoundland. But before we get into things, getting into a couple of the show sponsors to get out of the way. Remember checking out octanecornhole.com, discount code CornDoug to get you 10% off of that. Then you can go to myearfund.com. Discount code CornDoug for that as well too. You'll get 20% off. And congrats to our other sponsor, Jamie Cowan, JC Cornhole. I'm surprised you made it 5 years, Jamie. We know the way you work back here. But anyway, on with the show here. We've got Matt Pleil, KW Cornhole. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Doug.
I guess this is like your fourth appearance now, I think.
I think so, yeah. Yep.
First time really talking about, I don't want to say that the league that started all in Canada here, but it kind of is. We were kind of one of the first ones here at KW Cornhole.
Yeah, when I first started, I was looking around for anybody else that was having competitive cornhole events, and I couldn't find anybody, so decided to start my own.
Actually, it was kind of funny because you had actually approached my wife first about that first event, that first Stash Bash with the City of Waterloo, and she was like, and all of a sudden, as soon as you just emailed her, she didn't even email you back or contact you back, and she was like, there's a cornhole league starting up, because she'd heard me talk about it for like 8 years previous to that. So it got me out of the house and kind of got me back playing cornhole regular instead of once a year on a weekend.
What a mistake that was.
Well, yeah, it's kind of got a little deeper into it now, but it was still, you know what, it's fun because I look back, you know, and I've shared a couple of videos from that first one, that first Dash Bash. It was just fun because we had there was a lot of new players, like my partner, Corey Goldbeck. I remember when I first talked to him, I was like, I need to be my cornhole partner. And he was like, what? And, but now he's hooked as well.
Yeah, you guys have come a long way and started right at the very beginning, and I don't think you've missed very many events.
No, it's kind of dive bombed down a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. So
you more than Corey has. But.
Yeah. I've been on other things. but yeah, so we had that first, it was the first Stash Batch, which I forget how many, we had like at least 30, 40 people.
There's 14 teams. Yeah. So there's a good number of people. We had more boards than that. We had 16 sets of boards out there for 14 teams. So the day went pretty smooth. It costs a lot of money to do that event. We'll never be back to that facility again, but it was a learning experience and it got us started.
Well, no, and I think everyone that was there had fun because I think almost everybody that was at that tournament has come back for almost one more event, at least.
Yeah, I think there's only been like maybe 2 or 3 people that haven't, but it's been good ever since that first event.
Yeah. So what season now are you on, or are we on?
We are on. I think we were on season 17 that got canceled by COVID, and then we missed 18, 19, 20 due to COVID. We'd be in season 21 now, but it's canceled due to COVID. So, yeah.
So we're on what now with us? We're season. Are we season? Well,
season 18. We're on in our 4th year.
Yeah. So when we talk about seasons, we do short little seasons. Like that's correct?
Yeah, they're 8 weeks. We usually put 5 in a year.
Yeah. So we can go back to that first season, which I think was probably your most successful season.
It was your most successful season.
Well, it's the league's most successful because there's only one first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That first season was it scared me. We only allowed 8 teams in just to try it out. We only had space for 2 sets of boards, and it worked out well. We filled up our 8th spot the day of the start of the league, and it's 8 weeks later we crowned Doug and Corey as champions.
Yeah, and that was a tough road that night. But if I remember correctly, though, you say that we had room for 2 sets of boards.
Barely.
You go back and you can go on like the KW Cornhole YouTube page, and you can see some of the videos from that first season. If you went long on the one end, you were hitting the
vat tanks.
Tanks at the brewery.
Yeah, gotta thank Ascendance Beer for letting us just play there. They didn't charge us anything to be there. We were there 8 weeks in a row, and they didn't kick us out at all. So that was good. It got us started.
At times we had to share space with those painters at times, which got us a little more cramped.
Yeah, I don't think they liked us too much, but they didn't really bother us.
No.
So.
But then after that season, so we did what? Did we do 2 seasons at Descendants?
Just one
Just
season
the one?
at Descendants.
And then we moved to
the Edelweiss.
And that went to almost the same amount of space. At Christmas we got a little cramped when they put the Christmas tree in there, but
yeah, it was probably less space overall, but at least we had our own room. Beer was cheaper. There was food available. It was just a better experience there.
Yeah. So then we went from that small room of be able to put 2 sets of boards to then we expanded to the bigger banquet hall, and we kind of were able to spread out a bit more.
Yeah, it was kind of by fluke. Like I was running a corporate event in the bigger room on the Tuesday, and they let me come in on the Monday to set up for it. Then when I was setting up for our league night, and so I just left the boards there, and then they were like, "Okay, yeah, you can play there." So then we just played there, and then the next week I was like, "Can we play there again?" And they allowed it. And then the league grew quickly from there. Like I think we were averaging maybe 20 players in the small room, and then when we got to the big room, the first couple of weeks we had 30 plus players. It's not big numbers, but like we're just a small group.
Well, yeah, and I like that with our league. We've kind of, when you say league, we've went through a bunch of transitions with our play.
Yeah,
like we're not just you weren't getting the same thing every week. Right, like our first year, that season 1 was you had your own partners.
Yeah, season 1 we had bring your own partner, and I drew up a schedule for every week, and you came for an hour, played 3 games, and then you left, and the next group of 4 teams came and played their 3 games, and it worked out great. Like everybody played every other team the same amount of times, and the schedule worked well. To get your games done and over with, then you could sit and drink a beer and watch the rest of them, or head out if you had to. Then from there, we went to it was still bring your own partner for probably the first 6 or 7 seasons. And I think around season 5 we added a second time slot so we could do singles afterwards. And then it switched to blind draw because our bring your own partner groups were dwindling. I think we had one season where there was only 6 teams, and it's not that fun when you only have 6 teams. So,
well, no, and there was even the one season I think where we not mix it up where you had your own partner one week, next week you had there was like a blind draw.
Yeah, we did a rotation, so it was bring your own partner, then blind draw, and then singles, and then back to bring your own partner again. So yeah.
Yeah, I've like you said, I've kind of went downhill every one, but then so we had our regular leagues, but then we really got into the tournament thing. I think that's where we really started to branch out once we did that.
Yeah, our first couple of tournaments weren't too big of hits. Like the first one, it's tough to get started. Like I bought 8 sets of boards, I made 24 sets of bags, and all the signage and everything, and then the facility we were in was huge. We didn't need anywhere near that. I had no idea what was going to be there. And then the second tournament, tiny, it just wasn't a great tournament.
We went from at the golf center
to
back to the center. The 2 things, and
we tried to create 3 lanes in there.
Yeah, and even with all the people, it was pretty.
Yeah, it wasn't that great of an event. That was probably one of the bigger mistakes. And then we just ran with Edelweiss for a while with tournaments, and they were doing good. We had 4 to 5 lanes set up every week or every tournament. We were getting we had players come from Buffalo and Mike and Barry, and then met the the Vivians from Gravenhurst, and it's
Yeah, that's the great thing with that I'll be able to see with our league is that so many people come with the tournaments, and after a few tournaments, you see that they are now then starting their own league, whether it's the guys in Dundas, or there's your brother in Stratford,
or Adam in Peterborough. He came out to our St. Clement's tournament. Even like the Windsor, Jeff and Jay came from Windsor to the St. Clement's tournament. It's cool to see people like from all these other groups come, and then even people that want to start other groups, that they come here and see what it's like, and then they go back and do it.
Yeah, kind of. It's almost, you don't want to say that we feel like the kind of start of Canada, but we're kind of almost that in Ontario.
Well, we were the first league in Canada that ran consistently, right? Like I think the only other group that started before us was London, and they only ran every third week for like 6 weeks, and then they just decided to play basketball instead.
And I want to take nothing against Kevin or any of the guys from London, but they kind of really beat us pretty bad those first couple times they came down, and then we started to pick it up, and then they kind of dwindled off. So I think that might have had something to do with that.
Yeah, right at the very beginning, they were at every tournament, and then they started not winning them, and then they stopped coming back.
But
I know Kevin has other things on the go, but
apparently starting a family is kind of cuts into cornhole time, which I'm not sure how you know it, and I know it. I'm not sure how that really goes over. But yeah, so we've done a league. And the thing that I like is that when you look at the past champions, whether it be leagues, tournaments, or whatever, on the KW website, is you've got a list of there's 15, 20 on that list that have more than 4 any kind of wins, whether it be league or tournaments.
I try to keep the list limited to a certain number of wins. So I think right now it's at 7. So I think there's 12 players or so at 7 tournament or season championships. So yeah, with Jeff at the top with I think like 35.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Well, I think you're just limiting at that just to keep me off the list.
No, I think you're at like 2.
Yeah, it could only be 1, but it's But and that's where it was fun, and we've been able to with our league because like you said, you got Jeff, you got Jamie Cowan with his board building here, and now you've even branched off to to help with the show with Octane. You've got that is now growing out of KW Cornhole. So we're really kind of growing as that hub.
Yeah, like with Jamie's the whole reason I even thought of that a league would work. Like when I was first building my first set of boards, I needed bags. So I found Jamie's ad on Kijiji and called him, and he was like, yeah, come on over and pick some. I was like, oh, okay, like how many do you have? Showed up to his apartment, and he's like, come down and I'll show you what you can pick from. I walk in and it's just a wall full of bags. I'm like, holy smokes, this many people actually play? Like that's where the idea actually came from, was seeing if he's got enough people wanting bags, there's got to be enough competitive players in that group.
Yeah, and I think I have to do another show from his place just to show that wall of bags, because everyone that comes to town, we all take them to the JC Cornhole compound just to see. It's that massive wall.
Yeah, I've got my own wall of bags, but it's nothing compared to his.
I think he's got like the wall of bags, the wall of boards. It's, you go in there and it's like you just sleep on boards. But yeah, so we branched, like I said, you branched into the Octane brand to really kind of get that going, and then like you said, we've had the guys come up from the States, so we've kind of almost, you say, branched into the US from our league.
Yeah, I mean, right from the very first tournament, we were a part of the ACL. That's where I got my dimensions for the boards that I was making, and that's another reason why I decided to create a league. I saw their first championship match of Baldwin and
I'm trying to think.
Langworthy. Baldwin and Langworthy. Saw that on YouTube, and I was like, man, that's awesome. Like, we need something competitive up here. So then my brain started turning, and I talked to my wife about it from August till October before I actually decided I'm going to do it. And then in October, I created everything and started working my ass off trying to get boards and bags and everything ready for the first tournament in November.
Well, I think that first tournament was something that, like, it was new up here, and everyone plays the game. Mm-hmm. So that finding that time to actually play competitive, and I think you did it right with having that first tournament as a charity tournament, because the charity stuff is going to bring more people out anyway. Yeah. We've seen that all across the whole cornhole world now, that the charity's going to bring everybody out. I think that's what you did right that first tournament.
Yeah, I figured it's like, I had no idea how many people were going to show up, so I wanted to do something for it. I figured people would rather try, like, if they're on the fence about it, if they're going to try it, if it's for a charity, there's a better chance of that happening. Like, it was pretty much unheard of about big competitive cornhole tournaments around here at that time, right? So it was a shot in the dark, and it sort of paid off. Like, the first event, I was probably close to $1,000 in the hole at least, but I mean, we still gave money to charity from it, and it's fine. It's what it's about.
Yeah. So, and then now, like I said, like, with branched in the States, we then started to make our way to the States, playing down there, and kind of, you went from watching those guys on YouTube to us actually playing in events with them.
Man, my first tournament that I went to Michigan for was that eye-opening. Me and my brother went down there. I think it was around like season 4 or something, maybe our 5th tournament, and we went to Michigan to a Mitten Mafia tournament, and we got smoked. I think I got maybe 10 points the entire day. It was a long day. Like, we woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, drove 4 hours to get there in the middle of nowhere. And then we got smoked and then had to drive home.
Yeah, but I think that's what's almost made it better for us, is that we have had that chance to go down there, because we all went to the ACL finals that year in 2018. We thought we were all going to do great, and you going down there was like, we're probably not going to do good, already knowing that we were going to get smoked. But
there was a reason that made us all go into a social, or no, that wasn't even the first year.
No, it wasn't. I'm going to say you guys went advanced. I knew I wasn't a singles player, and I tried to get a social too late. But that's where our league is now being able to really branch out, and I think KW Cornhole is known in a lot of places in the States now.
I hope it is. I mean, we've been on ESPN now, with Jamie and Scott there on the International Invitational, wearing the big KW Cornhole jersey. Like, I hope somebody knows about it. I mean, the ACL knows about us. We've been working a lot with them, trying to get things going up here in Canada. There's big things coming soon. I can't wait to share it with people.
Well, I know we kind of touched a bit on it with Todd there last week when he was on, but just I think we're on that cusp of really blowing it up here. And I think last week, you and I had that, we're on that broadcast, we did the commentating. I think that really put us on the map as well, like another spot, another shot in the arm for us, because we've heard a lot of feedback from that.
Yeah, it's been great feedback from that guy. It's just a simple virtual event that there's been thousands of them done, but you put a little effort into the broadcast part for the finals, and people really enjoy it. That's one thing I find is missing from cornhole is like true, like edited broadcasts. Like everybody goes live from their cell phone. It's not the same as somebody taking the time to actually put some effort into it.
Well, yeah, because really, our games were cell phone video, and then and then we were able to do some other camera stuff. But I think that's where our future, because you and I have talked a lot about where we want to go and what we want to do, and I think we're I think if we can do half of the stuff that we've thought about, I think we're going to be good.
Yeah, I mean the fact that that game was so close. And Scott threw it like 2 weeks earlier. Like I think Scott threw his finals game before Brandon threw a single match in the playoffs, right? Yeah, I don't know. Spending some time to put out a good quality product, it's going to pay off.
Yeah, and I think that's what we've kind of now been known as, because I think. In talking to a lot of people, I think KW has been, I don't want to say mimicked is the right word, but just people kind of take our thing and then run with it in their own leagues.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. As soon as Scoreholio was a thing, we were using Scoreholio. The next week, I had tablets at every board. As soon as Switcholio was a thing, we were doing Switcholio, and it was awesome. Like we've been through the struggles of the software not working many times, even with ACL swap. Like we were the beta testers. Every night would be an issue that I'd have to try and troubleshoot and stuff. So it's been a tough go, but we're working at it.
Well, and I think too, yeah, like it's like I've said, it's just growing. Like we talk about, there's our stuff here. We've now grown into what now? There's like possibly like 8 or 9 leagues within Ontario here now, because we've got there's KW, and most of these people are going to be on the show. You're going to see them in the next couple of weeks over here. We got KW, we got Essex, Peterborough, Dundas, Niagara's now started up, Wallaceburg started up, St. Thomas, Stratford, Mitchell. Who am I missing here?
Guelph. Royal City.
There's actually two in Guelph.
Yeah. Sioux.
Yeah. So, and speaking of the Sioux, I'm going to reach over here because I've talked to Isaac and Amanda, I think it is. I just went blank there, but there, as you can see, Twin Sioux Cornhole. They are right across the border from Sioux, Michigan. So they're going to have that border battle there. But you can see they're starting up Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. at Sioux Blaster. You can see the address there. If you're in that area, go and check them out. I had a chance to talk with Isaac this afternoon, and he's really pumped. And I believe that you will be able to play ACL cornhole there very soon to match up against the Americans there. But yeah, that's the great thing about what we're going through here.
Yeah, it's great to be a part of like the growth and be helping people with their growth. It's the more players, the better. We're all gonna, like, every club is gonna be better because there's more clubs.
And we're the ones that always we'll probably make mistakes first, as you can see with Matt playing with his microphone there, because we're
off the table.
But that's just how we roll though. We just go, we have fun, and that's the one thing I think that you've really brought into it is we like to have fun, whether it's the different. There's some of our tournaments we're going to see different things where we try and do like either the 8-bag challenge or just think of it that had like there was some of the other stuff I'm trying to think of what we've done.
Yeah, we've got the air mailbox out. I was just like, as soon as we were to get back going from Cleveland, it was going to be the start of a new season. I had plans to have the 8-bag challenge come back, even an air mailbox open all night. I wanted to run like different formats for the events. I've been trying to think of a bunch of new things. When we come back, We might try that for a couple of weeks before we actually do a full season of something. But
yeah, like we've done so much that there's so much stuff in my head that I'm thinking that we've done. Now, did we do some sort of gauntlet thing as well too?
yeah, we did. It wasn't a gauntlet. We did a skills competition type thing. So I think, what was it? It was you had 7 bags, you had the most points, and then it was 8-bag challenge. You had 30 seconds to score as many points as possible. Yeah, there was a couple.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is, we've done so much and tried so much different stuff that that it's you kind of you got to try and remember all of it, but it's just been fun.
Yeah, that's what we try to do. Sometimes it gets more serious than it should, but I also try to keep things as professional as possible, right? Like, if we can run things smooth, it's going to be more fun for everybody. Yeah, that's the main thing.
Well, and for anyone that's watching, that's kind of local here, or even with some of the other groups, is if you're new and you just wanted to learn about it, come out to a league night, because our league nights, you don't have to be signed up right from the start for our league nights.
No, our league nights are usually open to anybody at any time. I try to keep it that way. So, like, we have a lot of players that are on shift work, so they can only come every other week, or whatever their schedule is. Or if something comes up, it's not going to really, like, you're not just going to lose out on that night. You can still just not play that night the next week.
I'll say that's why I have not been up at the top, because of my work. My real life, I can't keep up with the cornhole.
I think it's because we gave you the option to not be there, so you decided to not be there.
No, I think it's
ever since we went to the open league stuff showing up.
It's all got to do with work, but yeah. So our league nights here, we were always on Monday nights.
Monday nights every week, except long weekends. Yeah, we did have our Tuesday league in Waterloo at one time.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
that place closed.
When a restaurant doesn't pay any of their bills, you kind of can't play cornhole there anymore.
Yeah. I'm hoping we can do, now that we have a facility, I'm hoping we can do maybe some singles nights, maybe like Thursday night or something. Hopefully we can get to a couple different locations as well. I know the restaurant will probably be looking for people to come in and have the place packed every night. So once we get it back planned, so hopefully maybe we can do 2 nights at Edelweiss. Do bring your own partner, eating a blind draw night or something.
Well, and that's what we've been talking about, because we've even went and just kind of say with the extra nights is even have just maybe take a weekend or one day on a weekend to have newcomers come out and learn the game.
Yeah, I mean, we have tried it. It's hard to get new players out to those kind of events around here. I need to work on that a little bit.
Like, I think we've got so many irons in the fire here that it's just we're always kind of coming and going. I know my wife at home, I'm not allowed to talk cornhole anymore because we've got so much stuff going, but it's just been fun.
Yeah, I try to not cornhole at home, but it's hard. It's kind of my old life now.
Yeah, it's are you watching another cornhole video?
Yeah, it's
doing research for the show.
I'm either here or I'm at home with my wife and kids.
Yeah. So, but I want to thank you for coming on, doing this here. This is show 1 of our series. So look for next week here. Look for we'll be doing Peterborough's up on top. I got Johnny Parsons will be coming on, which I've already did stuff with him, and I'm not sure what he's going to be saying or how he's going to do, because he can be everywhere. But it's another great guy that's really just passionate for the game. So again, thank you for doing this here, everyone. Make sure you're checking out KWCornhole.com. Check out KingCornhole.com. Use discount code CornDoug to get 10% off. Check out myearfund.com. Use discount code CornDoug for that one as well. You get 20% off. And then go over to see Jamie Cowan at jccornhole.com. I don't know if he'll give you, if you say that I sent you, he may charge you more. I don't know. But
you can't buy anything on his website.
Yeah, you have to call. You have to talk to him.
So just let him know.
Yeah. So thank you for watching, and we will check you again next week on the Down and Back.